Hello, my name's Rita Gardner. I'm the director at the Royal Geographical Society with IBG in London. So why does Antarctica matter to me? It matters for several reasons. First, the continent is one of the few true wilderness areas left on the planet. Although subject to global change, global atmospheric and marine pollution, it's still the most pristine area that we have. And it's heartwarming that governments have come together to help protect that great area and to safeguard it in a very unique way. I was hugely privileged to visit Antarctica in January 2014, spending time camping out on the ice, going into glaciers, down crevasses, appreciating the sheer scale of the ice sheets from the air, and looking at marine wildlife and research out on small inflatable boats in amongst the pack ice, and gliding between icebergs. And I will never forget the beauty, the isolation, the emptiness, and the unforgiving cold and wind. It was just an amazing experience, and I was very lucky indeed. But as a professional geographer, I'm fascinated by how landscapes are shaped and change both through natural forces and the impact of humans. I'm also really interested in some of the records that our great ice sheets in Antarctica and the Arctic hold about our past climate. The kilometre thicknesses of ice in some of those ice sheets hold detailed records of climate change during the Ice Age. They hold those records in tiny bubbles of air trapped in the ice as it formed. And deep coring down into that thickness of the ice enables us to capture records from the composition of that air, going back millions of years and more to tell us about climate change. And today, the West Antarctic ice sheets, where I visited, are moving and melting at unusually fast rates, believed to be the result of human accelerated climate warming. And lastly, I love the history of scientific exploration and mapping in the Antarctic, the Earth's most inhospitable continent. This is partly because the Royal Geographical Society played a key role in that history, and it holds in its archives the records of that exploration and the human endurance, the huge amount of human endurance, heroism and scientific discovery that took place. And it's amazing for me to think back that much of the early exploration was only 100 years ago, when my grandparents were children, and when photography was in its infancy too. So much has happened in that time. And this year in the Society, we're celebrating that centenary of Shackleton's iconic endurance expedition through the eyes of the expedition photographer, a young, then Australian, named Frank Hurley. I hope you can join us and come and look at the exhibition as it takes place in London later this year. So it's for these reasons why Antarctica matters to me. And my hope for the future of this great, amazing continent is that we can continue to protect it from harmful human influence. And by protecting it, we are also protecting the world's many coastal cities from the massive melting of Antarctic ice that would probably take place if global warming is not controlled in the future.